When men get bored, men get into trouble. And guys, you know it's true. My grandma used to say, idle hands are the devil's playground. And man, that statement is so true. Men, we need to stay busy. But I'm not just talking about doing busy work. I'm not just talking about being busy just doing stuff. We need to be busy doing the right things. And when we don't know what we're building, when we don't know what we're protecting, and when we don't know why we're needed, we don't usually blow these things up overnight. But what happens is we begin to drift. We check out. We numb out. We disengage. And most of the time, we don't even realize it's happening. So what starts out as, I'm just tired, turns into, I really don't care. And eventually becomes, this isn't what I signed up for. But what if the real issue isn't that we're bad husbands? What if we're good men, just living without a God-given mission? So today, I want to talk about why God wired us men for mission, and why boredom is so dangerous to the male soul, and how stepping into biblical leadership, it doesn't just change our marriages, it actually restores us. So here's what we're going to talk about in this video. If you've ever felt restless or disconnected or unsure of your role as a husband or a leader in your home, there are 3 questions that we all need answered. First, why do men actually need a mission in the first place? Not culturally, not emotionally, but biblically, how God designed us from the beginning. Second, we're going to talk about how does a man living on mission benefit our marriages and our families? So what changes in the home when leadership replaces passivity? And here's the third thing. How does living on mission benefit us as men? How does it benefit our confidence, or our clarity, or our connection with God and with our wives? So here's the first thing. We were created for mission first. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. Before God ever created Eve, before he ever created marriage, before family, God gave Adam a mission. So Genesis tells us that God placed Adam in the garden to cultivate it and to keep it and to build and to develop and to guard and to take responsibility. Men, God created us to be builders and developers and cultivators, not consumers. See, God gave Adam a mission before he gave him a relationship with Eve. And that matters, because if we feel restless or bored, that doesn't automatically mean that something's wrong with us. It may mean that something's just misaligned. See, we were designed to live on purpose. So what happens when we don't live on mission? Well, guys, when we lose mission, we don't become neutral. We drift. And we never drift towards good. We always drift towards bad. It's kind of like everything else in your life, right? Drift, it looks like overworking or over-hobbying or escaping into screens or sports or silence, or even worse, something dangerous like porn. See, we just tell ourselves, well, I'm just tired. But underneath it, something's off. Idle hands really do become dangerous hands. Not because we're evil, but because we were never designed to be aimless. And this is where leadership comes in. Biblical leadership in the home, it's not about the man controlling. It's not about the man domineering or barking out orders. See, leadership is when us men take responsibility. Every team needs direction. Every family needs someone willing to own the mission. And we can delegate the tasks, but guys, we can't delegate that responsibility of leadership in our home. See, the emotional and spiritual climate of your home, it's deeply connected to your leadership. Do you know that living on mission creates safety in your home? And when leadership is present, Our families, they feel it. Our wives relax when direction's clear. Our children feel secure when the home has stability. See, perfection isn't required, but direction is. And a man living on mission, it brings peace, not pressure. It brings clarity and not chaos. So here's what most of us don't expect. Living on mission doesn't just bless our families, but guys, it restores us. Mission brings focus, and focus brings stability. And stability, it brings confidence, which is incredibly attractive to your wife. And when we're aligned with God's design, we feel more like ourselves again, why we were created and put here on the earth. But here's the tension. Knowing we need a mission and actually knowing what that mission is, that's two different things. And that's sometimes the disconnect. See, guys, busyness isn't mission. In your work, that's not what I'm really talking about with mission. It could be a part of it, but our good intentions, that's not mission either. Mission requires clarity, and clarity requires seeking God on purpose. So here's the reality. Everything we've talked about today, it only works if we do something with it. See, knowing isn't enough, and you agreeing with me about mission isn't enough. And feeling convicted, it's not enough either. At some point, we have to, as men, step forward and we have to lead. And I know that's hard, and I know sometimes it's difficult. And for most of us, the hardest part isn't the willingness. I know you're probably willing and you want to. The hardest part for most of us is clarity and understanding what that looks like. That was the hardest part for me. And that's why I want to challenge you today to take a simple but powerful step. So we've created a resource for you, and it's called the Marriage on Mission Mini Course. It's just 3 sessions, and it's not about busy work. It's not about theory. It's me guiding you and your spouse through a process that helps. It'll help you seek God intentionally. It'll help clarify your mission as a husband, and you can begin leading your marriage with direction instead of just drifting. See, leadership doesn't start with having all the answers, guys. I know that. Leadership starts, though, when we decide to go first, to step into obedience first. So let's not wait on our wives to bring this up. Let's not wait for things to get worse. Let's not wait until drift becomes damage. So to take this step, click on this link below and take that step to lead your family towards something better. Because when we live on mission, our marriages stop drifting and our families start moving forward. So click the link below and I'll see you there.